Hey readers, this week for response reading, we are talking about Hachiko Waits. I want you to read this section from Hachiko Waits, this one paragraph. And if you want to listen to it as you read, you absolutely can as well. But once you reread that section, go ahead and scroll down here. So Mr. Yoshikawa believed that in the afterlife, Professor Ueno was waiting every day for Hachiko to arrive on a train, just like Hachiko was waiting on Earth for the professor to show up. So what I want you to do is in your digital reader's notebook, okay, your digital reader's notebook, I think I want you to write what happens. So Mr. Yoshikawa is imagining that Hachiko gets off a train and ends up meeting the professor in the afterlife. So I want you to write that story. So you get to write that story and what happens next. So you're going to write a narrative where the professor waits for Hachiko and they're finally reunited. So what are some things to think about? What is the professor thinking as he waits for Hachiko? What are his thoughts? How does he react? What does he say when he finally sees Hachiko? What's Hachiko do when he meets the professor again? How are they feeling at that time? And what do they do afterwards? After they're reunited on the train station, what do they do afterwards? So you're going to write that story, and this will take you today and tomorrow to write and then to go in and edit. But you're going to write what happens when Hachiko in the afterlife gets off that train like Mr. Yoshikawa was imagining. So some things to just keep in mind. Include some dialogue. I'm sure Professor would be saying things to Hachiko. How's the story going to end? Because now you get to create a new ending to the book. So we saw the ending that happens on Earth. You get to create the ending that happens with the professor and Hachi. And you can be creative as you want since the story is yours. Maybe the professor can understand Hachiko in the afterlife. We don't know. Maybe things are different. It's your story. You choose. Make sure you're indenting. When someone new talks, start a new paragraph. And then work in your digital reader's notebook so you have it for Friday. So you can just create a new lined page in your reader's notebook. And if you need, if you need more than one page, just create a new slide and then put those together. All right. So then you can submit a screenshot to this assignment, but also leave it in your reader's notebook as well. All right, I cannot wait to see all the creative stories that you come up with about Hachi and the professor being reunited.